So welcome back to the Mirage Podcast, everybody. My name is Ava Michelle, and I have the privilege and the honor to sit here with Isaac Duque. Yes.
Hello.
Thank you so much for your time today. So this podcast is rooted in mental health, in spirituality, in inspiring others, and I'm making it a point to let everyone know that I started this podcast after the loss of my grandfather, John Latney. And it's important to let everyone know that the impact that he had on my life, my growth, everything that I learned coming from my teenage years into my mid-20s before sadly losing him. All of life's questions that I had at that time, he had every single answer, and every answer made total sense. So I owe so much of who I am to that person. And he doesn't know that I recorded 9 hours voice memos of our visits, total 9 hours. I wish I would have started before then. So I think back to, why did I have that desire? Why was it so important to me to record those conversations? I want to have the kind of conversations where someone is going to listen and you become that inspirational factor to them because they relate to you, because they understand you, because they're inspired by what you share, because they're walking a similar path as yours. And you, in our conversation today, might have all the answers to a lot of questions for someone who might be listening. So thank you in advance for being so open and honest, but also thank you in retrospect for everything that you've done that's brought you to being here today. We met at a Genius Party event, so shout out to the Genius Party.
Shout out.
And we're definitely going to be talking about community today, right? And this is a great example of the community that the GP has built, and then meeting people like yourself because of the energy those guys have curated. I'm so grateful, right? So thank you for being here.
No, thank you for having me, being a part of this. And like I said, seeing you at the Genius Party and just seeing all the different things you're also involved in, I'm like, it's really cool to be around people that take every aspect of their life seriously. For me, that is real important, because a lot of people want to do a lot of things. A lot of people say they do a lot of things, but there's a few that actually do the things they say they want to do.
Wow. You know what comes to mind when you said that? And I may be mixing mediums here. You ever get on a dating app and people are like, I need to be with somebody who doesn't take life so seriously.
Yeah.
You know, what is your take on that particular phrase? Like, you said you like it that somebody's taking the life seriously, but then
I'll say I feel the exact opposite of most people. I would need them to take life super intensely. I believe the opposite of most advice older people give, in the sense of live your youth, have fun, enjoy yourself, and then relax and work. And I'm like, no, I don't believe that. I feel like we're young and we have energy to spend and to waste, so we can build. So once we get to a point where our energy diminishes, everything around us diminishes, we can hopefully enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So every time people are like, yo, go have fun, go enjoy, go do this, I'm like, nah, bro. I want to go have fun with you later. I want to go have fun with you when I don't got the energy to work.
I want the people to learn even more about you, right? So when I think about introducing you to them, you are definitely a community-driven individual.
For sure.
You are a heavy hitter here in the Triangle community. You are a master chef. Yes.
As of now.
As of now, right. And I thought about that when I was typing out my notes. I'm like, I literally said to myself, I wonder if the word master is gonna, kick something off for you. Because it's like, when do you become the master?
It was hard for me to accept even the term or the title chef until I started doing my pop-up dinners. Because before that, I would cook and go to places and, oh, Chef Isaac, this and that. I'm like, that feels like that's a really weighty, has a lot of weight, that title, to be like a chef. Have people that spend their entire lives to get to that point, and I made you a good sandwich and you're calling me a chef now?
And I made you a good sandwich?
And I'm like, that's a lot. But once I started to understand that world, once I had a team, once I've had people that are able to execute and produce my vision,
yes,
I was like, okay, now I feel all right with that title. Now I can accept if someone calls me a chef and I won't like look down in shame. You know what I mean? Now I'm like, yeah. Like I have a team of people that call me chef because I am their chef.
Right.
You feel me? It's not just because I could make a good sandwich.
Right.
For me, sandwich making is very important. It's very slept on.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
You can make a bad sandwich easily.
That is so true. A sandwich with no flavor is so weird because you're looking at all of these ingredients that are different colors, different textures, different sizes, and you're like, how am I eating all these different things and yet there's no flavor? What happened? Okay.
The layers, bro. It's all about
layers.
Oh,
man, we could get into that. So, master chef and entrepreneur.
For sure.
Artist and music producer.
Yes.
Yes. Family man. Yes. Were you born here in the States?
Broward County.
You were born in
South
Florida.
Okay, nice. Both my parents, my mom immigrated like a year before from Chile to Florida. Then my dad got here from Colombia to California like when he was 11.
I'm intrigued by the fact that your mother had just gotten here right before you were born.
I think she was here like 8 months.
Wow.
To a year. And she was here only as a passageway to be here for a few months because she was going to go to music school in Brazil.
Okay.
So she was going to be here with some family. She was working at a local church. And I think some things like degree-wise or whatever didn't like go through because from Chile to Brazil and then to America, some loss of communication there. But she met my dad.
What are the things that you get honest from each of your parents? What about your parents has contributed to who you are today and the success that you've achieved?
I'll say my intensity and drive comes a lot from my mom and being able to just do everything I can to achieve what I want to do. I mean, when I was a little kid, when she first got here, she was just cleaning people's houses like a lot of immigrants do when they come. And she started noticing like, oh, look, the neighbors they have somebody that has their child is taking piano lessons and they're making like $40 an hour for that. And I'm making that like in 5 hours of working and cleaning cribs. So she was like, I could do this. I know music. That's why I came here to America. Let's try it.
Wow.
And she just built her whole career from that, taking that super seriously. And she just full-time gets into teaching vocal lessons as a vocal coach, piano, guitar, teaching at a lot of churches as a worship leader. And that's how I got into studios and music stuff. The first recording studio I ever went to was with my mom, warming up an artist who was about to record her album.
Wow.
And I went in as a kid, sat next to the engineer. Mom told me not to bother anything. I was just looking at the dude, saw the buttons, and I loved how he had all the control, but I didn't even know his position existed in the music industry. And then once I started learning more, I'm like, I love how engineers are like, they touch everything that people hear, but they never get credit, and people never talk about them. But like because of them, a lot of what happens. And I like that degree of control without too much of like the shine.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, ooh, that's really cool. When I saw that, I was like, I think I want to do that.
It's like this calm power that you know that you have, and it matters because you know that you have
and
it.
the people that know,
the people that are supposed to know,
that's fine. I don't care if a random person doesn't know. But you heard that song that came out on the radio. That was me.
Yeah.
Do you need to know? It's fine. But I know that I know. And the people that need to know. And I'm content with that.
I know. I love that. Tangent. Who are your favorite music producers?
For me, my favorite musician of all time, I love Thundercat.
Yes.
Thundercat for me is he's just disgusting, like in the best way possible.
Agreed.
As a musician, as a producer, as a composer, he's just amazing. And then other like beat makers I grew up listening to. I don't know if you ever heard of the Buffet Boys.
No, I haven't.
They're like a group of rappers in South Florida with Puya, Fat Nick. They used to do a lot of things with like Raider Clan and Denzel Curry and all of them. One of their producers named Mikey the Magician, and he made a lot of their beats. And just the way he samples, he has a lot of like Memphis 3-6 Mafia influence, but with like that South Florida vibe.
Yeah.
So his production has always been super cool for me.
Nice.
As of late, since I've been getting to these dinners and stuff and getting more depth into music, my eyes opened up to MF Doom like 3 years ago, and Doom is just amazing as well. So for me, I like to, even within my production, I like to pull a little bit of all my inspirations. Like if you listen to my beat, it's like MF Doom style of like chopping a sample and looking for stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then you have like aggressive like Memphis style drums, and you're like, "What is this?" I'm
Where
like,
did this come from?
It's in my head. It makes sense.
Yeah. So you got that eclectic taste, and you're
100%.
hearing all the different sounds from these different areas and artists. That is dope.
And because of that, like, it opened my eyes to like a lot more jazz, samba. I love Brazilian music.
Yeah.
I love all types of like crazy jazz and like smooth jazz. Just being open. That's one of my biggest things I really loved about hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just opens the doors. It's like a gateway to a lot of things when you really get into it.
Yeah. See what those samples are and everything. Absolutely. Thank you. That was totally a tangent. Okay. So you mentioned a lot about your mother, and then that connection to music is how we just got to that tangent. Tell me about what you take from your father and what's influenced you.
I think my father's always been a very intentional person, and he thinks a lot before he does things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being good decisions or bad decisions that could have affected the family, he's been always intentional with it. And I've seen a lot of that in what I do.
Nice.
Like, even like, for example, like when I do dinners, I'll lose sleep over just picking the songs.
Wow.
Like, it's not even the dishes. Like, and that's normal because it's like, oh, you're a chef, you're making the food and everything. I'm like, nah, like I need the song. I need to feel something deep with that song to even produce what I think the dish could be. And from there, everything else comes from that. But like the food that I serve is just a physical representation of what the music makes me feel.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And just seeing that organization, seeing that structure growing up, always helped. And I think I've attached to that and applied quite a bit of that in what I do.
When did you first realize that a connection between music and food existed? How did that feel to you?
Well, as a kid, like in elementary school, you have like a list of like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I had like an A, B, and C.
Yeah.
My A was to be a professional soccer player, but my little fat ass was never gonna.
Oh, snap. Wait a second now.
I was always a fat boy forever. I love soccer. I broke my leg a few years ago doing that, you feel me? But that was a dream. It was super never realistic. But my plan B was to be in the music industry, be an audio engineer, because I had seen that moment with my mom.
With your mom, right.
And then C was to be a chef, because imagine getting paid to eat. Like, that was my understanding of what a chef is. I'm like, imagine getting paid to eat every day.
That's amazing.
So those things have always been lingering in my mind.
Yeah.
But the source of those three things and what fuels those three things for me have always been having the control of affecting the people around me. You know what I mean? Because good music and a good vibe affects people's mood, affects people's day, affects people's week and their life. Yeah. And food does the same exact thing. Every single concert I've been to, someone's snacking on something, somebody's drinking on something. Yeah. Every time you go to a restaurant or you're at a family get-together, somebody's playing a guitar, somebody's singing a tune, there's some random music in the background. But it was weird to me that it never seemed intentional.
Right.
It was always like, oh yeah, there's always music going on. People are always eating. But like, what connection is there to those two things? Wow. So to me, I'm like, if I love food a lot, I love music a lot, how can I do both? How can I create something that encapsulates both very authentically to how they make me feel? Because if I was doing this for like the bread, God willing it comes soon, I would not be doing what I'm doing right now. I'll be just catering, selling people food. Feel me? Like, I'm a chef, but I don't sell food for a living.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to sell like a new new points of nostalgia.
Yes.
I think food and music are the two most nostalgic things that we have as humans. I can bite into something, it just takes me to a moment in my childhood. And I can listen to a tune and it gives me goosebumps like it did in that moment.
Right.
So if both of those so powerful within us as human beings, how can we make a new nostalgic point between that? You know what I mean? Like, I would love to be able to affect people in a way that if they're in their car listening to a tune, it reminds them of a dish that they ate. Imagine they start salivating after listening to something.
Oh my gosh.
You feel me? Or you're eating a dish at just some restaurant, someone's crib, and then you start jamming to a tune in your head because you remember the connections to that.
Wow.
Like, that's a new point that that's the goal of what I'm trying to achieve. Just something new between both that like deeply connect, deeply intertwine, that I've surprisingly haven't seen with so much intention. Even though a lot more people I've been talking to within the industry are like, oh yeah, so many chefs are musicians, so many chefs are creatives and artists and stuff. Right. And a lot of people I've talked to like, yo, I've always wanted to do something with music and stuff. But like, you kind of messed it up for all of us. I'm like, what you mean? Yeah, you're the music guy now.
I'm like, you're the music guy now.
Yeah, they're like, yo, you're doing it pretty well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, if anybody wants to do something musically and food, like intentionally, they either got to do it with you, a collab, or they're feeling defeated. You feel me? Or they're definitely jacking your style. You know what I mean? But I'm like, that's cool. I like the acknowledgements within the community so far of that. And like, it hasn't even been a year yet since we've started.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just want to say this conversation is so fun. Like, I'm freaking out over here. I have so many different things that have come up based on everything you just shared. One, it is beautiful to see how strongly passionate you feel about these concepts. And like, I'm just going to say thank you again for how you are sharing this love and this passion for what you do. That was amazing to hear. And the way that you broke it down as far as connecting it to nostalgia, I was over here in my head like, oh my God, this is so incredible. Because you brought up so many special things for me, right? Like the way that I feel about Stevie Wonder, you made me think about that. The way that my family and I feel about the movie Space Jam. Listen. It sounds silly now, but it's a thing. And the 30th anniversary was recent, right? My siblings and I, one in Atlanta, one in Jersey, and me here, we literally synced up and like went to the movie theater to see Space Jam at the same time. Fire. And we called each other, right? Yo, listen, we called each other afterwards and we're on the phone screaming and laughing and crying from laughing so hard and reciting the lines and going through. And we're watching it not just as adults, but as children who became adults who have decades and decades of connection and history together because of many, many things, for sure, but also because of that film, right? But here's why I'm saying all that. I say all that to get to this. All three of us said that movie has rhythm. That movie has rhythm and music woven into it. Even if we don't talk about the soundtrack and the score, the lines have rhythm. And we're like, why are we so connected and attached to this particular scene and the way that this character says this? And as we're saying it, it made us stop and realize how musical we all are to even notice this. So I'm just saying that to lend to how you're explaining this connection, right? From music to food and the experience. You are curating a cultural experience, period. Like, you are not just cooking. You are not just putting on a playlist as you cook, as people eat. You're curating an entire cultural experience. There's so much power in that. There's a lot of energy that goes into that. And even just talking to you now and hearing the way that your gears are turning, it's like, look at all this energy that you're putting into this.
And that's the intention behind the title and the name of what I do. Like, that took me super long to figure out. Yes.
We here. Eat together.
Correct.
Talk to me about it.
WHET. So as you can tell so far, I like to take everything super deep. So if I had a name, when I was trying to pick out a name for what I was doing, I wanted something that the name itself was the slogan, The name itself was the vision.
The action.
The name was everything.
Ooh,
you feel
I like
me?
that.
So I just started. I literally pulled up a dictionary. I grew up. My grandfather's a linguist. He studied a bunch of dead languages growing up. He used to translate for people all over the world through this missions organization called World Vision.
Wow.
So super big into words, and all he did for fun was read and write. Like he had pieces of napkins just all over his pockets where he would just have notes, just writing. That was his thing.
Really cool. Wow.
So for me, like just seeing that, I'm like, okay, let's go to the dictionary. This food thing, up until that point when I picked the name, was just all in my mind. I had never taken it super seriously. So I just started going through things and seeing all the food related words and terms and see everything that popped out to me.
Yeah.
Then I found WHET, spelled with a H. WHET.
Oh, that is a separate thing?
Yes, WHET is a word.
Okay, I thought it was your acronym.
No, That's where the H comes from? So it's a word first. I turned it into an acronym.
Okay, what's the word?
So WHET was spelled with a H. Means I don't know if you ever heard of a whetting stone or a whetstone. It's a stone used to sharpen your knife.
Okay.
So you mean to sharpen, a whet stone.
Wow.
Whet also means to stimulate. So if you ever heard the phrase to whet your appetite, it's spelled with an H, not an E. Okay. So it's to stimulate your appetite. So the whole part of stimulation mentally, physically, your taste buds, and to sharpen are things that like within my vision and within my frame of thinking are always priority. I'm always trying to sharpen, get better in what I do. And I'm trying to like stimulate my mind creatively, but for the people around. So I like those two definitions. And then I was like, okay, I really like this word. I had never seen it spelled that way before. What else could this mean? So I just grabbed the letters and just started playing around with it, just seeing what means what. And I came up to like, we here eat together. And I hit up my homeboy. There's an English teacher. I'm like, does this make sense? Like, do I need to put a comma somewhere? I'm like, I failed English.
Is your homeboy the reason for the comma?
In the bottom, yes.
Yes, I love it.
Even though a lot of people don't put it and stuff, they're like, I'm like, grammatically, like in my mind, it sounds cool, but some people might say it doesn't make sense. We here eat together.
Right.
You feel me?
It sounds like a demand and a command, and I do agree that the comma belongs there. Yeah, we here eat together.
100%.
Like, what we here? Why we not? I love this so much, Isaac.
So I had that whole thinking process. I'm like, man, if I'm gonna do something, I want it every single degree of it super intentional. Like I don't want an excuse or like blind areas in my vision. And I feel like if I can explain myself better, it allows people to understand it more, but also enjoy it more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because your enjoyment to things, moments, and people, I've came to realize it's more than that moment, person, or thing. It's everything that's attached to it.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like you might love that burger, not because that burger was great, but because who you ate it with, what time of year you ate it,
what song was on,
what you were thinking about before and after. All of those things around the sandwich made that sandwich great. And the same thing happens to music. Wow. You know what I mean? So I came to understand, I'm like, for me, we here together means just like for us, if you understand what you're eating and why you're eating it, and you share the food that you eat, it's gonna taste way better than anything. And food and music are things that we have since the beginning and to the end of our life. You feel me? It's necessary. It's always there. Always. So how can I make something and grab something and make it my own that every human being has been exposed to, will always be exposed to from their birth until their death, and they need it. Yeah. You know what I mean? But how can I make that my own, an expression of myself? So that's with the intentionality of like WHET, the title. And then from there, just being very visionary, telling people the things I want to do. And because I told them I wanted to do it, it kind of forced me to do it. So
what year was that? When did you dive all the way in?
So I've had the idea to do like some type of pop-up dinners. I wanted to rent like Airbnbs and do pop-up dinners in different Airbnbs.
Yeah.
for like a good 4 or 5 years.
Nice.
But in 2024, I went on a tour in Chile with a band.
Yeah.
For a month. We did, I think it was 23 or 24 shows in 21 days all around the country. It was 30 people in a bus. We set up the entire stage, 10 singers, 5-piece band.
Whoa.
I was the front of house, mixing everything, helping set everything up. I came back. I would say the trip impacted me a lot.
Yeah.
The people, the situations. And I came back with I guess a little flame within me.
Okay.
And I've just taken it super, super, super serious since, just because I shared a lot of information out there with all the people that I was with. And deep inside, I was like, I don't know if I can come back or see everybody or specific people until I do what I said I wanted to do.
Do what you said.
You
said all of the things. And
I said everything.
They're gonna hit you up later, 3 months later. Hey, did you blah blah blah? And you got to be like, oh well, what had happened?
And it's been just about 2 years and a half, and I'm getting ready to.
Have you connected with those people to say with some of them?
Yeah. With some of them.
And how 100%. Have they responded?
They're like, yeah, Isaac, this makes sense. You're crazy enough.
You're crazy enough. Wow.
They saw that. Same thing with my family. I've always shared a lot of, even there's a lot of information I don't share because of every 20 shots I take, I'll make 2 of them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but knowing that by me sharing it is going to force me to do better, I act upon it. But and sadly, that's kind of affected some of my relationships as well. Because I feel like if I'm talking to somebody, friendships, family, whatever, I feel like I have to show face of yo, I'm doing what I said I'm going to do. I'm not like everybody else.
Right.
A lot of what I'm trying to do is prove people I'm not like everybody else.
That
you know
what I mean?
So whenever I talk with people, family, catch up, I'm I have to give them an update of where we're on. And I feel like if I haven't updated, what are we going to talk about?
Wow.
and it's not super healthy.
Yeah.
But it kind of forces me to continue to just work harder, do more. Again, because of the energy thing I told you, I feel like being young, I need to deplete my energy while I have it.
Wow.
Until the point where I can't bring it up like I used to anymore. And then I can hopefully relax a bit. But a quote that helped me a lot and has always impacted me a lot was Jim Rohn. Have you heard of Jim Rohn? I think he was one of the people that started or was heavily involved in, I think it was Herbalife.
Okay.
And he has this quote that says, "Don't wish things were easier, you wish you were better." And I was like, oh,
that is really good.
I really like that.
Really good.
Just the way the dude speaks and he transmits his vision and how he sees things and explains it so practically.
Wow.
With that quote specifically, I was like, man.
No, that makes total sense. So you need to be more physically active. And the day that you start, it feels absolutely treacherous, but it's you getting stronger and better that's going to make that physical activity feel, quote unquote, easier. So yeah, that's beautiful. And I love that you connected to that and kind of latched onto it.
Oh, for sure.
So that's also a great segue. It is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, let me just say, okay, I'm always like Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, Men's Mental Health Month, the National Men's Month of Mental Health, whichever one it is, okay?
Too many acronyms.
Too many acronyms, too many options that all mean the same thing. That's the part that gets me. But with it being Men's Mental Health Month, and based on everything you're sharing, what have some of the obstacles been? And it's so interesting because you are so passionate and so dedicated and hardworking, right? What has come up that has challenged you?
A lot of times when I do things, because I like to hold myself accountable, moments before or the night before, I don't want to do it. So before dinner, the night before dinner, I wake up that morning, I'm like, damn, bro, do I really want to do Oh, do I want to put in like all this work?
I was about to ask, what is it rooted in? Is it rooted in like the activity and the energy and initiative that it takes? Or is it rooted in a self-esteem? Or is it rooted in worry about what other people are thinking?
It's in the hope that all the things that I do are not in vain.
Wow.
I think that's, for me, like in life, that's my ultimate prayer. That's the things that I do, the intention that I do with. I pray to God that, like, hopefully it's not in vain. Hopefully I grow, the people around me grow, the people do things. So sometimes I do things and then I'm to that point, I'm like, man, is this really not just going to benefit me, but the people around me? Is this going to leave some type of impact? And then I get up in the morning, I was like, damn, bro, it's been like 48 hours and I'm here whipping up like an egg, trying to make an aioli just because I procrastinated. And that's something that I've learned. And I guess that's tied into like mental health, because as a child, I procrastinated a lot. It was just like within my nature. Like I never did homework. I did all my homework like 10 minutes before class started. I think I stopped doing homework like in 6th, 7th grade.
Yeah.
Just the rest, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need that. But I as an adult, came to realize that like in a lot of other situations in my life, I procrastinate as well. But I did it, and everybody around me always thought it's because I was lazy or I didn't really care. But I started to understand that under pressure, I performed better. So then I just started doing things on purpose where like, it might seem like procrastinating to others.
Right.
But to me, is like, if you give me a week to do this, it's not going to come out as good as if I do it the day before.
Yeah.
Am I going to be stressed out? Am I going to lose sleep? Is it going to affect my organs? 100%.
Not the organs.
It's going to affect everything about me.
Yeah.
But it's going to come out great.
Wow.
And I'm going to learn so much more and grow from that intense 48 to 72 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Compared to like if I just thought about this and just relaxed for like 2-3 weeks. And because I've understood that, I just throw myself into that. Even though it's probably like not super healthy, but like the outcomes of it have always been good. So I'm like, why am I...
Okay.
I found my sweet spot in my mind.
That makes total sense. I love that you have reframed it as something positive and called it the sweet spot. May I share my exact version of what you just said? I can't figure out if this is ADHD activity or not, but here it is. I have to be in the moment. Same, like literally the same thing you just explained. The way I'm breaking it down is like, I can't feel tomorrow today. So it's not procrastinating. It's today. I need to focus on my podcast interview with Isaac. I can't think about the fact that I have a wedding tomorrow. This is all very true, for the record. Pray for me. I can't think about the fact that I have to DJ a wedding tomorrow. And if I were to try to prepare for tomorrow's wedding, I wouldn't be able to because my mind is on being prepared for my conversation with you today. To some, that looks like procrastination. And some are like, well, you could have just prepped for Isaac's conversation like last week, and then you could have downloaded all the music for the wedding when you got back from New Jersey. And I'm like, no, when I got back from New Jersey, I needed to recover from that road trip and all the family time. And like, it wasn't. So there's this in the moment thing that I have found solace in, the way that you have found solace in like, this is my sweet spot. This is what works for me. Yeah.
And it allows me to get into like the flow state a lot better. I think that's something that I've been thinking about a lot recently and paying attention to more. I think the flow state is is a very cool thing.
I agree.
It happened the last dinner. Because the last dinner we did was like our 8th dinner of the season, our final dinner of the season.
Yeah.
And during our first, so every single one we did, I barely have any experience in well, now I do, it's been like a year, but barely any experience in the industry, culinary wise. I've never worked for a restaurant in my life. Never went to culinary school. But people have been, for what? I got the vision, you feel me? But people within that environment, I just start to just set things up, prepare things in a way that just allow my team to, my biggest thing is they can feel what I feel.
Yeah.
And I can transmit to them, hopefully, my vision, my energy for them to execute.
Okay.
Because my team, they're like an extension of me. And because a lot of the dinners we've done have been collaborative as well.
Yeah.
there is always having to deal with different people, different characters, who's trying to run the show or whatever. But we've learned with every single dinner in the process. And once we got onto our first dish, and we were serving it, I just looked at the team, and we're just chilling where they're serving. I looked at them like, do you guys feel this? And they just look, what are you talking about? I'm like, do you feel what's going on? They're like, what? They're like, this is the flow state, guys. Like this, and then I don't know if it was because I said that, it was already going on. The rest of the dinner just flowed so, not a single mistake. We all caught a vibe. It was just so great. We just flowed crazy. But I was feeling it because growing up as a musician, I grew up playing the drums. I still play drums on Sundays.
Nice.
My whole life, and growing up playing drums in Latin churches, very improvised. You have to figure out, we have to do last minute song changes all the time.
Talk about flow state.
You feel me? So I've always been trying to do those type of things, fixing things last second. But when I play the drums, it's something that I quickly enter that flow state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes I take advantage of it, and I guess that's where my procrastination comes into a point where like, they'll be like, oh, Isaac, we're playing 5 songs on Sundays. And I won't listen to the songs until like 5 minutes before sound check.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just listen to 30 seconds of each song.
Just to get what you need to get.
Just I'm like, this is enough. And then we
like,
go
I
in.
can flow through that.
I play the first like 10 bars and I'm just feeling what's going on. I'm not even looking at the band. I feel it. And it just flows through super, super good, super easily. Yeah. I'm not thinking about what I'm doing. I'm not thinking about that. So because I've always been able to understand it within that environment, I've been able to see how it's applicable to everything. You know what I mean? All types of stuff. And for me, that was one of my favorites. I think it was quotes or philosophies. There's this scientist or quantum physicist called something Weinstein, something like that. Some very big wig dude, very smart.
Big wig.
He said that one of his favorite theories is, or like thought process is, understanding that once something is mastered, once something is achieved, like full understanding of that, no matter what the field is, understanding what it takes to get to that point allows you to master anything else a lot easier.
Wow. Yeah.
And that really motivated me. A lot of these quotes that I listen to, that I quote, are quotes that like things that I felt and I felt like I've understood, but I've been able to hear it from other people that have been able to verbalize it.
Yes.
So like I attached to it. I'm like, that's exactly what I've been thinking.
I agree with you. I hear you. Yeah.
And listening to that and being like, yeah, you could be the best swimmer of all time, and then you want to be like a tattoo artist. If you understand what it takes to be the best swimmer, all the discipline, all the efforts, all the time, the mentality, the drive, whatever other thing you want to master in life, you'll master it so much easier because you already know what it takes to get to that point. It doesn't matter what the field is. Yeah. And once I heard that verbalized, I was like, all right, let's put that to the test. Yeah. You feel me? Like I'm confident in my music stuff. I was technically able to do everything to some degree that I said I wanted to do. So if I'm gonna get into food and I'm gonna get into other fields, I'm approaching like hip hop. Like this food stuff, I've approached it just like when I was interning back in the day, studios in Miami, sleeping in front of the door, waiting for the engineer to get there, trying to get out of sessions, trying to finesse my way through sessions of people that owed me money. They didn't want to pay me, but they were all strapped, so I couldn't do nothing about it.
Wow.
You feel me? It's just growing up in, it's just studio life in Miami. You feel me? My goodness. You'll go to a studio and you have like 2 studios next door trying to take your clients. They'll be like, yo, how much are they charging you? Oh, I got you $10 cheaper, like right before a session. And then your client will come to you like, they just charged me cheaper. Like, you can go, bro. Like, you'll get the $10 cheaper. Like, it's a very... So when I got here to North Carolina, it's helped me a lot because when I was in Miami, I wasn't high up in the game in any field, but I was around a lot of high people within their fields. Yeah. And just being the big, vast ocean that it is. Yeah. Coming here, I'm like, yo, this feels like a pond. You know what I mean? There's a lot of intensity out there that I didn't see or haven't seen out here.
It's not as cutthroat here.
100%. So being able to get in with people, it gives me a lot more comfort to like be a bit more like audacious with my vision or what I want to happen, because I feel like 90% of the times is not going to be as bad or cutthroat as Miami as a crib.
I appreciate you bringing that up. It was in our show notes to talk about your transition from Florida to North Carolina. When did that transition take place? How old were you?
So this was about like 5 or so years ago. I came initially to help my parents settle. My family had lived in Florida forever. We originally left South Florida like in the middle of the beginning of my junior year. I did like a year and a half of high school in Reno, Nevada.
Nice.
Then I did 6 months in North Carolina. Went back to Florida for like a year. Back to Reno so I can get my diploma. And then from there I went back to Florida. My parents were like, I'm done with Florida. We don't want to do this anymore. It's too hot, too much traffic, too much people. I have
too
an
much
uncle
everything down there.
that's lived out here for like 10 plus years.
Okay.
So they wanted to come, and I was like, I'm gonna come help them settle, do things, and just start finding opportunities, meeting people. I found a full-time job as like an audio engineer for a venue, which is very difficult because as an audio engineer, you're like the tech guy of the creatives.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So still technically within the creative field.
Exactly.
And it's very difficult to find steady work.
Wow.
So when I found that, I was like, you know what? I love a reason to wear a jacket.
Yeah.
You feel me? I have way too many jackets for being a Florida boy, and I can only wear it 2 weeks a year.
Oh my goodness.
You feel me? So here, if I could wear it for like 5+ months, I got excited. And that turned into like the 5+ years I've been here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How are they taking this upcoming transition?
My peoples?
Yeah, like.
I think good, interesting. I feel like it's kind of expected of me now to do these type of things because I've always been somebody, as I said, accountability is big for me. So I've always said I'm going to do things for like many, many years.
So you were warning them essentially? You were
100%,
prepping them?
yes.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
So like for me in middle school and elementary school, I always told my parents, like, yo, guys, like when I graduate high school, I'm going to walk out. And they were like, oh, this kid, you feel me? They never believed me. When I graduated high school, I grabbed my diploma. The second I walked out the front, the double doors. You feel me? And then they got out pissed. Like my grandma, everyone, they were all disappointed.
You have taken being a man of your word to a whole another level.
They're like, how dare you do that? ¿Cómo se te ocurre? Like they haven't thrown the hats or done anything.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I've been telling you this like at least a good 6+ years. Like you can't say.
They thought you were joking.
Like,
they did not believe you. And you're like, this is what you get for not believing me.
You feel me? So it's been like that for like a lot of the things, everything I do.
Okay,
you feel me? Just like
so you prepped the full-time job.
And I've been telling them for years, I'm like, yo, one day, like instead of going to culinary school, I'm going to go to France and cut onions for a year. I've been telling them that for years.
So is that what's happening?
No, it's not France.
Okay.
It's not France, but it's something. So have you ever heard, so I already told you I've been doing my pop-up dinners just under a year now.
Yes.
I've been within the food industry and hustling on my own in this for the last 2.5 years.
Yes.
Before that, my experience with food is that I'm a fat boy and I enjoy food. Never went to culinary school, never worked to any degree of a restaurant as a cook, as a waiter, nothing. But a few months ago, I fell upon this list that I saw. I found very interesting. Have you ever heard of the world's 50 best list? It is up to the standards. A lot of people from the industry say it's of more higher regard, or people take it more seriously than like the Michelin list, like the Michelin stars and everything. It's called the world's 50 best. They named the world's 50 best restaurants, world's 50 best hotels, vineyards, bars, all of that.
Okay.
I saw that list a few months ago. I didn't know it existed. Reading through that list, you start seeing all the restaurants that are there. And then all of a sudden, I saw this one restaurant ranked number 23. It's called Borago.
Yeah.
And I saw that it was in Chile, where my mom's from. And I found that very curious because Chile has never had a culinary tourism.
Yeah.
Nobody's never went to the country to eat.
Right.
You know what I mean? People go to there to go to Easter Island, to go to Patagonia. But people never go there to eat.
Right.
In my mind, what I understood.
Yeah.
So when I saw that list, all the 50 best in the world, and I see Chile has a restaurant on that list, number 23, I'm like, it must be a crazy big deal.
Yeah.
I started to do some research. I followed the page. I saw the chef. His name is Rodolfo Guzman. And I heard like a good 10 plus hours of podcasts and conversations of him like immediately. I'm like, oh, this guy's very intense.
Diving in, friends and family. If you ever wanted to know what that looks like, here it is.
And this was like in 3 days,
you
like 2-3
dove
days.
In.
Yeah, I was doing some Uber Eats deliveries. I'm like, yo, we're learning.
And you were listening.
Everything. And I was like, oh, this guy is super intense, super cool. And being at that point, like I've already had a few of my dinners. All this was like 3-4 months ago. I've been trying to look for like culinary mentors and inspirations and people very high in the industry. Because I never had, like I said, Action Bronson, cool. People on the Food Channel, Anthony Bourdain. But I've never been like inspired by like a very big person in the food industry like music has.
Right.
So when I found him, being Chileno, having one of the best restaurants and kitchens in the world, I was like, ooh, I want to be a fan of this guy. I want to consume his information. Followed his page, followed the restaurant, and like 2 days later, they put an ad. I think they put up like once a year that they opened space for a few interns. And food is called stages. So other restaurants on that list and other high-end restaurants around the world, they send their cooks and chefs from their restaurants to go stage, basically intern there, work there for free to train and learn under them, so I can come back and have that information for them. And then once I saw the ad, all that said is like, oh, send us a letter with what your vision, inspiration is food-wise.
Oh. And nah, you knew you were getting chosen. Send us a letter. I thought you were gonna say, send us the resume and your experience.
Well, that was second. Yeah. So first was just like a letter. They needed to like grab their attention. Just what's your vision, your food, your inspiration, and why would you like to do a season? That's what they wanted first. And I was like, you know what, bruh? I'm like, let me just send them my vision for WHET. You know what I mean? Just for shits and giggles. Like I did not expect anything at all. And then like 3 days later, they sent me a message back with all their information. Like, oh, can you send us a resume now? And I was like, oh shit, this is crazy. Super, super crazy. I got accepted to be there for 3 months at one of the best kitchens in the world. Number 23 in the world, number 5 in Latin America, number 1 in Chile. And we're gonna figure out the vibes. And again, the reason I feel like I'm not prepared or imposter syndrome or whatever, I feel like everybody that I'm gonna get myself into with there, they all have like so many years of kitchen experience and all that jazz. And I'm just here hustling, you feel me? Like I'm here, I have a vision, I see what I'm trying to do. They're like, oh, what techniques you got? I'm like, I can cut some garlic, you feel me?
You're gonna get there. I can chop some onions in France. Like you said, I did go to France and chop onions. Isaac, I cannot contain my excitement for you. That is amazing. I can't even imagine how you feel.
It's becoming more real every day.
Yeah, you're getting closer and closer. That's coming up.
And that feeling that I had told you about, like that I have like before dinners or big things, that I'm like, is this really worth it?
You don't regret it. You don't regret it, do you?
I've been trying to figure out a reason to go back to Chile for the last 2 years and a half.
And wow.
You feel me? I've been like I said, I wanted to see the people out there, family, relationships I've built, and just I've been trying to find a reason to go back for some reason. 2 years ago when I left, I was like, I'm coming back like in 2-3 years. We're doing something. And then this just came up.
Oh my gosh. If I ask you, like, are you a spiritual person? Or what are your spiritual beliefs? If whatever you don't mind sharing,
For me, Christ is enough. In my life, I think grew up in a Christian household. Being somebody that takes things very seriously, I always took a lot of Bible verses my mom always said very seriously.
Yeah.
Whatever you're going to do it as if you're going to do it for the Lord.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to do something from moving these chairs to like cooking food for a bunch of people or whatever, I have to do with excellence to the best of my ability.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's something I always took very seriously. Another verse, palabras necias, oídos sordos, is like, if any words of negativity or whatever that comes into your ears, just be deaf to that. You know what I mean? And that helped me build like thicker skin. I was bullied a lot as a kid because of my last name.
Duke?
Yeah, so it's Duque, but a lot of people when they read it, they see the QUE in English and they say Dookie.
That's whack.
So they used to try my set.
Wait, am I pronouncing it wrong if I say Duke?
No, Duke, because it's Duke in Spanish.
Okay.
So it's technically Duque.
Okay.
But it's the name Duke, but just the Spanish version.
I just want to be able to, like, from this point on, I want to say it correctly. Yeah. Okay, got you.
So either one is fine, but technically it's Duque.
Okay, got it.
So I always helped me like build my skin and my toughness or whatever. And every single thing I've always done to serve has always been with intentionality. So like if I learned how to play the drums, I think I started playing drums when I was like 10. Wow. And then by the time like I was 11, I was already serving in the adult service with everybody. Because she's like, if you learn how to play drums, it's to serve. Yeah. I mean, if you can serve and you say you learn this song, you have to learn enough to teach somebody. So I was 12 years old giving drum lessons to like 20-year-olds at church and stuff. Just because I'm like, my mom always said, again, if you know this well, to prove that you know it, you got to be able to teach something. If you can't teach them, you can't say you know it. Right. So I've always taken those stuff to my life. And funnily enough, I've always said like church and the community I grew up in has prepared me for like everything I'm doing now. Yeah. Because every single thing I do now, from musically to food to serving people, creating a community, it's everything I've done and growing up, and it's always been with a purpose. Yeah. That's why I've always felt like a lot of the best musicians in the world, in history, have all grown up in church.
Stevie Wonder.
You feel Thundercat?
Thundercat.
But so many. And a lot, sometimes they don't share it too much, but it's like, it cultivates like monsters in so many different fields, because that's one of the few environments where you're doing something that is not for yourself, and excellence is expected at whatever age or stage you're in.
That is powerful.
You know what I mean? So for me, I'm like, I've always had that mentality, and I'm like, oh, if I can do this within here, let's see where this gets me within like the world.
Right. So the reason I'm bringing that up, like what I cannot get over this blessing. Yeah. And then I love that you just shared that you've been trying to figure out how to go back for 2 years. Yeah. That it's a genuine desire that you had based on family and friendships and just culture that you already were connected to there. So it's like, what? Yeah. How do you feel in a spiritual sense about how God is like, hey, yo, here you go?
I feel like I mentioned before, I pray to God that all these efforts isn't in vain. Yeah. That's my biggest, like, that what I'm doing is truly, hopefully, glorifying Him. Feeding my family, my friends physically, but not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, financially. Wow. We here eat together is more than just we eat physically. You know what I mean? I want my team to grow with me. I want my team to make money with me. I want my team to learn with me. I want my team to be able to serve with me, and I want to be able to have them do their own things. Yep. You feel me? Them being able to grow and me be the launching pad for them. You feel me? So within the things that I do, that aspect of knowing that as long as I do my best with the correct intention and knowing who it's for, it allows me to be content with whatever the results are. Right. You feel me? Because if I'm just doing it for myself, at the end of the day, I'm never going to be able to please myself and fully reach what I want. Because out of all the things that I've reached, I've been blessed with the ability to have a vision that's come into fruition in life. But out of all those things that have come into fruition, there's as many or more things that haven't. You feel me? And if I didn't have that belief in more than just myself, it would be hard for me to be content with whatever the results are. Wow. And just everyday things, you feel me? Because things suck, people suck, you feel me? But like, you need to continue moving
Tell me about it.
regardless. You feel me? Like,
yes.
you can't wish things around you were easier. You gotta wish you were better.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And better can be so many different things. Better in so many different ways.
In every way.
That was so empowering and uplifting.
Thank you.
Like, I'm so grateful for this conversation. I'm so grateful that I didn't miss you and you were already in Chile.
I leave like in a week and a half.
Right.
Super close.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And I think with this episode, I think we're dropping on whatever next Monday is. Mm-hmm.
Dope.
Yes, let me say it out loud so you can hold me accountable. So this episode gonna drop this coming Monday.
Yup.
And like that whole conversation was just so much fun, but also so uplifting and insightful. And that is the goal. I want to share with you where the name The Mirage Podcast came from and Mirage Media. So light was the basis for everything I wanted to do. And in what I shared with you about my grandfather, about Papa John, I feel like he shined this light. Shone? Is there a past tense for shine? Shined does not feel right now. Anyway, sorry. The light that he shone into my life, I don't know if that was correct. Just so bright. And that's how I felt like I was in this period of my life where I was in that dark tunnel, and that he and the way that he saw me, understood me, responded to me was that light, right? So as we wrap up this episode, even though I'm bringing you coming back you said 3 months because we need updates after your trip. The updates after your trip for sure, Isaac. I just want to hear about how you connect with your people down there.
We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. We're going to keep in touch. But yeah, that light, right? Like the Mirage Podcast, like the word mirage came to mind because we're all familiar with, you're driving on the highway, you see what looks to be water, and then you get up closer to it and you're like, oh, I thought that was a puddle. What happened that created that imagery, that vision for you, right? Or the classic, you're in a desert and, you're parched and the sun is beating down on you and you need water ahead. And that water, that mirage that you see is because of the heat coming off of the sun, meeting with the cold air coming off of the earth, right? So the light is creating this refraction. And the reason the Mirage Podcast feels accurate and applicable for me, 2 things. One, that mirage in a desert gives you hope to keep going. That mirage in the desert, although it may not be real, for that split second, you think it is. And that belief in that mirage, that water being in front of you, is what pushes you and gives you hope to keep moving closer and closer to it, to keep moving forward, right? And then the second thing in terms of light, I wanted to compare that heat from the sun and the other element coming from the earth, creating it. To me, that's the element of you and your experience and your story and everything you just shared, coming together with myself and my curiosity and my interest in everything that you just shared.
That's dope.
So that is where the Mirage Podcast came from.
That's awesome. Who
in your life would you say is a light or an energy or a force that influences you or is connected to you like that?
Currently?
Just in general. Like for me, Papa John sadly passed in 2017, but he's always the first answer.
I'll say for me, a lot of my life has been my grandfather as well. My abuelito Lino.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that I do and I like, from my favorite color to me liking stand-up comedy to the intensity of things in life, has been attributed a lot to him.
Shout out to Abuelito. I love it. We're going to do our rapid fire reflections to finish up. If you don't mind, I'm excited. Let's see. Oh, wait. I had one that was not on the list that I thought of just now. Oh, your favorite stand-up comedian?
Oof. That's a great question. Favorite stand-up comedian? I like good storytellers compared to like rapid fire.
Yeah.
As of late, I've really been enjoying a lot of Ali Sadiq.
Okay.
His style of stand-up where he just sits down and just tells you stories for like 2 hours.
And then they're so freaking funny.
Amazing. But as a kid, I didn't know stand-up was American. I grew up watching stand-up comedy with my grandfather. Yeah. Because once a year in Chile, there's this big festival called Festival de Viña, where they have a lot of big international singers from all around the world that come, but always a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
So every year they have like a space where just stand-up comedians, and I would on YouTube watch with my grandfather every single year.
Okay.
So I used to watch a lot of those. And then until I got to like middle school, I'm like, oh, Americans be doing this too?
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it was like it started out here and everything.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
really
I
cool.
like a lot of old school type of comedy punchlines, one-liners sometimes, but a good storyteller.
Okay.
Like Ali Sadiq as of late has been super dope.
I do like his style too. A meal that reminds you of home.
Oof. For me, my favorite simple meal in life for the longest has been like a plate of like white rice, garlic white rice with tomato and onion salad.
Okay.
With a little bit of like red wine vinegar, olive oil, salt, and then like 2 fried eggs.
Yeah.
And I'm content with that every single day.
That sounds delicious.
Super simple. Those were ingredients that were always at the crib.
Right.
Like my mom, the 3 vegetables she always had: tomatoes, onions, and avocados.
Yeah.
In Chile, we eat a lot of avocados.
Yes.
And then there's always big bags of rice, and we always enjoyed our eggs. You know what I mean? So when there was nothing to eat, where there was whatever the situation was, that was always there, and that was just the best version I can make those 3 things for myself.
Sounds so good.
Yeah.
Okay. A song that describes this season of your life.
Oof. That's hard to say.
That is tough.
I've understood a lot of songs and connected to a lot of songs since I came back from a trip from Chile originally 2.5 years ago.
Wow.
You feel me? I listen to a lot of Thundercat songs. Yeah. Like Them Changes has been one of my favorite songs since it came out.
Top same.
A lot, I think, and a lot of people don't even know. A lot of people think it came out like 2017 with like the Drunk album, but it came out in a prior album, and I heard it like sophomore year of high school, and a lot of people weren't onto that at that time.
I did not
like
know
before
that.
it even
You
popped.
just put me on.
And I've been listening to that song since, and then since I came back and I heard that song, I'm like, damn, bro, I hate how I understand.
I feel you. I
hate how you understand what you're saying and everything right now.
Right.
But songs specifically, probably some like existential Brazilian soul.
Okay.
Song. There's this dude named Arturo something, and he has these songs that just like, that's the reason I love listening to music not in my language.
Yeah.
Because I'm not one that listens to lyrics in general. So when I listen to a rapper or a singer, their voice is another instrument to me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? The rapper is like a saxophone player.
Yep.
The singer is like a trumpet. And I'm not listening to lyrics. I can listen to a song for like 2-3 years. I have no idea what they're saying.
Wow.
I'm just flowing with it.
Yeah.
But then after you listen to things for so long, you start to understand.
You end up remembering them. Yeah, yeah.
But in a lot of Latin music, you'll have a vibe is created that is very energetic, very uplifting. When we get into the lyrics, it's just so depressing and sad and nostalgic.
Right.
And I feel like I'm in that point right now. They're like the things that I'm doing, the energy that I'm giving all around, it's like, it's very uptick. It's it's growing, it's very intense. It's been blessing people around me and myself. But like internally, it's like very deep and cloudy, but almost over the little.
Right.
You feel me?
Part
of the trip for me is trying to figure out if I can put a period or a comma at the end of a chapter that I left open.
Okay.
You feel me?
That's deep. I really wish you all the best in so many different areas right now.
I'm trying to do some pop-up dinners there too.
So much positive energy into everything you've mentioned. I appreciate this is so exciting. To wrap up, first of all, thank you. This was awesome.
It was great.
I'm going to step over to the camera. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on your face.
Okay.
And I want you to give a message directly to anyone that you feel was inspired by your conversation today.
Okay. Hello, my name is Isaac Duque. I'm a creative of many things. And today I'm here as a guest on the Mirage podcast. And something I can leave as motivation for everybody is do all the things you're avoiding in life. Do all the things you don't want to do. Because those are probably the things you should do to reach where you want to be. And take advantage of the energy you have. Because that's one of the few limited resources that we have. Don't listen to the older people that tell you things that they haven't been able to experience. You feel me? Listen to all the people that have been able to do things and all the crazy sacrifices they've done to be able to get to that point. And just take everything intensely. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer of doing things to the best of your ability, because it's going to lead to a point of calmness. It's going to lead to a point of peace. It's going to lead to a point to enjoyment. But I think everything that is truly worth it in life, everything that is of value in life, takes some sacrifice, and it's worth the wait. So take everything seriously, do your best, and I think you'll be able to do what you want to do if you put in that effort and you really believe it. I hope that helps.
That was definitely helpful. I needed to hear it. I got a question based on that.
Yes.
What do you do when you're tired? What do you do when you're exhausted?
So last time I was tired, in the last 2.5 years, the one break that I've had, I was in the hospital for 10 days a few months ago.
What?
I had pneumonia. I was in the hospital for 10 days. I had like a tube coming out of my lung that was like draining fluids for like 4 days.
Isaac.
And then I was like at the crib chilling for like about 2 weeks after that. I'll say that was like the first break I've took like in every sense in the last like 2 years.
So you're saying you having pneumonia and being in the hospital was a break?
I saw it as like one of the best vacations ever.
Isaac.
Because I came to understand that having a break is very important. But a lot of times in life, I feel like things happen just to like let you know, like, you need to calm down, you need to relax.
Yes.
And I took that as like a positive thing, and I've reframed a lot of the things that I've do since I came out of that experience.
Okay.
But I would say I'm currently working even harder than I was before that happened, which a lot of people aren't recommending.
Well, my question is, like, so you don't think that the pneumonia happened because you were overworking yourself?
Probably, but this is the thing. I don't think it was because I was overworking myself.
Yeah.
I think it was because I was getting really comfortable with how I was overworking myself. So I was producing things that produce good and positive effects in my life. But while that was happening, all the other things in my life around me, I was getting too comfortable and not paying attention to.
Okay.
Feel me? My health, my relationships, things and situations around me. And then understanding by tightening up all those other things, it allows me to work even harder and better without that much of like a downfall.
Right. There's a refuel that's coming from 100%. All the different arenas. I see what you're saying.
100%. So for me, I saw it in that way, like to the point of like, if you really want to fix your mental health, eat healthier. You know what I mean? If you really want to fix your mental health, get away from like distractions or things that are not of value to you. Like, I think that's worth so much more, or at least as much as like a therapist conversation or all of that. Not to diminish that, but there's so many little things that are so attached to us that we overlook because it gives us immediate comfort. Yeah. That we're like, we don't pay attention that whatever, like, delayed gratification is so much better for us and beneficial than immediate gratification. So I've noticed those things around me since I got out, and I've been able to adjust those type of things. Yeah. Like, I've been for a while on a tip, like I try not to take too much processed foods. Yeah. Stay away from sugars. All those little things, you feel me? And all that allows me to sleep better. Yeah. It allows me to think a little bit more clear. And at the end of the day, it allows me to work even harder. Because my biggest excuse was like, I'm working so hard. Look at all the fruit of the effort that I'm putting in. Right. I'm going to go do whatever after. You feel me? I'm going to go waste this time, waste this money, and then do whatever. Not
sleeping well.
And not sleeping, but the results are still happening. So I'm like, I'm chilling. Like, I have to have my enjoyment of relaxation after, even though I'm working hard. But I came to realize that, like, that external sacrifice and those things that I kind of don't want to do, it's what's going to lead to ultimate comfort when the time comes. Right. I don't want to have a lot of bread, success, and opportunity when I'm like sick. Right.
Ultimate comfort being a 10-day break when I don't have a tube coming out of my lungs. It's a 10-day break that's on the beach somewhere and I'm actually relaxing because I took care of myself in the process leading up to the.
That's one of the things I'm trying to learn.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
In life in general. Like, I've never taken like just like a vacation.
Yeah.
Like, every trip I've done internationally,
okay,
or to other states and stuff, have always been either to work, to serve, to help. But it's gotten to a point where it's like, now I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
If I go somewhere and I'm not either serving, working, or learning.
Yeah.
Like, if I go to the Caribbean for a month,
yeah,
I promise you, I have to have at least 1 week.
That's what traveling is for.
I need 1 week to learn something. I need a week to create opportunity. I need a week to teach somebody something. Let me feel useful for a week.
Yeah.
And then I'll be able to enjoy doing nothing.
Enjoy being there.
You feel me?
I'm so glad you're taking better care of yourself.
Thank you.
No more pneumonia vacation.
Hopefully not. And I barely get sick. I almost never get sick. My family, they get sick with something like a month, every month or month and a half, somebody's got a cold or something. Wow. And I've been years, I just don't get sick at all.
That's amazing.
But if I get sick, apparently I get smacked.
That's how it all goes down. Oh my gosh.
Last time I was in the hospital before that, it was because I got 8 screws and 2 metal rods in my leg.
And that was from soccer. You had said, oh my goodness. Okay. I'm glad that wasn't worse. Like,
yeah. Well, now they call me the weatherman. That's like my other nickname, you feel me? It'd be a little cold sometimes, and I could tell a few days before.
So you're very interested in FIFA and all the stuff going on right now.
Oh, the whole World Cup and everything.
Yes.
Like, and I would love. Well, so when people ask me what my title is, I feel like I want to start to evolve to just title myself as a creative.
Okay.
Because I care about food just as much as I care about the music.
Yep.
I care about the music and the food just as much as I care about the culture of football, soccer. I care about that just as much as I care about the culture of, like, just, I enjoy anime sometimes too.
Yeah.
You feel me? I enjoy conversations. I enjoy leading groups and ideas and all that. And for me, even though those things are not connected, like within my mind, I merge all. And everything that I'm doing now, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing that 5 years from now. You feel me? Like, I would love that, like, oh, I'm not doing these pop-up dinners, but I have like 2 or 3 spots that are mine. Right. You feel me? And just evolve what's gonna come from there. Yeah. You feel me? Like, I'm just trying to live like the Roman men. Exactly. You feel me? They had like 4 or 5 phases in their life.
I mean,
I'm like on phase 3 so far.
Yeah, I was about to say, you've already had how many phases? It's happening. You're making it happen.
Yeah. So we're hustling
dope.
Little by little.
You are so cool.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful that you wanted to come sit down and have this chat with me.
Sure.
But everything that you just shared, I mean, so insightful, for real.
Appreciate it.
I'm feeling.
Thank you for inviting me.
No, thank you so much for accepting the invitation. I'm over here like, all right, I need to dedicate more time to this podcast because that's not bad.
Yes, sir. All right. And we got the chef coming to the stage. You know what I'm saying? He was cooking all the mean sandwiches and giving you all the kettle chips tonight. Not only is he, a dope, chef, he's dope on the beats. Y'all show your love for my man, your man, the man, Extra Wavy.
Uma dor cruel de uma paixão. Uma dor cruel de uma paixão. Demais pra pobre corno.